Brooke with the Flaky Apple Pie Company. Thanks for being here. That means you bought a pie from us. Today we're going to be showing you how to bake a pumpkin pie and a pumpkin crumb pie. Perfect for Thanksgiving and the holiday seasons. So make sure you keep your pies in your freezer until you're ready to bake them. Once you are, take them out. Go ahead, open up that box. You'll find your baking instructions inside and little tips and tricks. It's just taped in there, so take it out so you can refer to it when you need it. And then underneath your pie, you'll find a piece of parchment. So take that out of your box as well. Put your box to the side. I have a feeling you'll be going to a holiday party with this one, so you're gonna want that box later. And go ahead and take your piece of parchment and line your cookie sheet with it. And go ahead and unwrap your pie. The pumpkin will have 2 pieces of plastic on it. Now when you're taking off the plastic of your crumb, if some of the crumb or your little decal falls off, just go ahead and put that back on there. Now keep in mind your pumpkin and pumpkin crumb usually take a little bit longer to bake than some of our other pies. So you'll notice on the baking instructions, it'll say the same time as some of the others, an hour to an hour and a half, but I've always found that they're a little bit closer to the hour and a half time. Later I'll show you how to tell when they're exactly done. Now our oven's already preheated to 375, so we're gonna pop them in. So here we have our pumpkin and our pumpkin crumb. They're looking good. It's been about an hour and 20 minutes. Like I told you before, they do tend to cook on the longer side. They're not quite done though. Still just a little jiggly, but it's super, super close. So we're gonna do a toothpick test in probably about another 5 minutes. If you look at the crumb right here is cooking really, really nice. We want the middle to cook a little bit more. And we're gonna do the same thing with the toothpick test on that one in a little bit of time as well. Okay, these are looking really, really good. We're gonna stick a toothpick in them and see how they come out. Kind of like a cake, it should come out clean. Looks pretty good. There's a little bit on there, but the rest of it's looking pretty solid. It's not wiggly anymore. So I think it's safe to say you can take it out. And then we're gonna check the pumpkin crumb. This one is a little trickier when you're doing your toothpick test because the crumb obviously is going to maybe leave some on it. What you wanna look for is orange. This one is looking perfect. It's completely done. There's no pumpkin on it and even no crumb on it, so it's perfect. If you look at it, you'll see how it's puffing up a little bit. It's a little bit puffy, but as you'll see at the end, it will flatten out and decrease in the puffiness. If you noticed right here on the edge, it's a little dark. That's totally normal. It's just the sugar crystallizing. So don't be alarmed or freaked out that it's all burnt. But here's an example too, where like on a pastry pie, if you feel like your crust is getting a little bit darker than maybe you would like, you could always foil the edges during the baking process. Here's our final product for our pumpkin crumb and our pumpkin pie. I baked these the night before and let them sit in the fridge so they were set up and cooled. Especially around the holidays, your oven's gonna be pretty busy, so it's nice to bake your pies the night before and have one less thing on your plate, especially if you don't wanna have your pie warm when you serve it. If you do, just let them sit for about 30-45 minutes once they're done baking. Now, like I said, because they have eggs and milk in them, they're best to be stored in the fridge. When you do that though, your pumpkin pie will probably sweat a little is what we call it. Just has a little bit of a moisture buildup on it, not a big deal. But if you don't like that, go ahead and take a paper towel and just lightly dab it, and that will take care of that. And then your pies are all set and ready for you to serve. All right, so now we're gonna cut this pumpkin crumb. You can hear that crunch. Your crumb might fall off, not a big deal. Just add it to your plate. There you go. Thank you for joining the Flaky Apple Pie Company. We hope you enjoy baking your pie and eating it as much as we did making it.